Love lives here.
So, this morning we will be talking about gratitude. So why don't we say our focus statement with all the G's this morning? So look, G's, obviously gratitude. What other kind of G's do we have this morning? God, grace, gusto, gloriously, greatness, gratefully, gumption, all right, goodwill, graciously, all right, fantastic. All right, so here we go. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, that is what we are here. That is what we are about here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, emboldening people to live their highest potential through that transformative power of love. An even simpler way of saying that is live your best life here and now. Don't got to wait for it. We can live it here and now, right? And always, because we are eternal beings full of love, full of light, full of peace, full of abundance and joy. And there's so much to be grateful for. This year here at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide, we've been working with the theme of living everyday wonder. And we've been exploring this theme, looking at the everyday miracles, the everyday wonders, the everyday experiences of the divine in our daily lives that are happening through us, as us, and all around us. We are the vehicles through which it happens. We are friends, our family, strangers on the street are the vehicles through which these things occur. In our faith and philosophy, we might even call them normicals, because we've come to kind of expect them, because when we are living in alignment with truth, then it's not really a miracle that you meet your soulmate, or it's not really a miracle that the house closes early. It's not really a miracle that you receive a great big bonus. It just becomes a normical, right? It's a normical when we're living in alignment with truth, when we're living in alignment with spirit, when we're living in alignment with our highest good. It's a normical, right? But that doesn't mean that we take any of it for granted. Because what we also know, the way spirit works, the way the universe works, the way God works, is when we express gratitude for that which we already have, that which we already are, no matter how grand it is or how small it is, when we express gratitude, it is amplified, it is magnified, and it is magnetized. Because that which we focus our attention and intention on, that which we focus our gratitude on, multiplies, yes? So this month, we've been working with the theme of living everyday wonder, and we've been working with that theme in the area of home, because each month this year, we have been working with different aspects of our lives and how these normicals, how these wonders show up and express in our daily lives through different aspects of our daily lives. So we've talked about health, we've talked about emotions, we've talked about the inner life, the spiritual life, we've talked about nature, we've talked about finances. And so this month we've been talking about home. And I just think it's so appropriate that we look at gratitude in this month, not just because this week has been Thanksgiving, but it's an opportunity to really take a pause here and reflect on what we are grateful for in terms of home and in terms of community. As I wrote in my email earlier this week, I've been keeping a gratitude journal since Thanksgiving Day of 1998. Writing down 5 to 10 things I'm grateful for every day. And some days, let me tell you, I'm grateful for the hair on my head. I am grateful that I'm breathing. It's like, it gets to, some days it's harder to find those things to be grateful for. But when I think of this beloved community, when I think of Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, it's not hard at all. That list, when I thought of Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, just flowed easily, and I shared that with you, some of that with you in our email today, or our email earlier this week, our Connect email. If you're not receiving those emails, please let Tricia know. You can send her an email to office@riversidecsl.org, or you can sign the little card out in the lobby so that we can start getting those emails to you. But in that email, and this whole week, I've been thinking about our community again, and how our community is our spiritual home. It's our sense of home, and yet it is a sense of community. And we know that, yes, we love the building, we love, the sanctuary space that we have here. It's beautiful, right? But really, when I walked through those doors 5 years ago, and yes, I saw the window, you know the story, I saw the window, I saw the tree, and Yvette, Brandy, and the children were rehearsing Use Me, I knew that I was home in this community. But more than the window, and more than Yvette and the children's choir, I remembered, as I was thinking back, going into Johnson Hall afterward, and we had fellowship, and I happened to be at a table with Ken and Alex Ennison. And I was looking around the room, and I was seeing the diversity and the inclusion and the multicultural, multi-ethnic beauty of this community, something that I've always longed for, something that I've always desired, something that I knew I needed to be a part of. And I was looking around the room going, wow. And even more than looking around the room, I could feel the love that was present in the room that this family created, this whole family that is Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. So this morning, we've been talking about that it's not necessarily the place, though the place can be beautiful and part of it. But we've been talking about home being with you always, because home is that centeredness, it's that connectedness, it's that love of spirit that we know resides right within each one of us. And as we know that it resides within each one of us, we recognize it in each other. And what we know for our home here, what we call home at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, the community that we call home, this beloved community that we call home, is not just Reverend Jeffrey's community. It's not just mine. When we talk about our community out in the world, we don't say, oh, Reverend Jeffrey's church, I go to Reverend Jeffrey's church, I go to Reverend Jeffrey's community. That's not what we say. We say we go to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. We are members of Riverside Spiritual Living. We are members of this beloved community. And from day one, what have I been saying here? Whose community is it? Ours, right? Our community. So this morning, I want to share with you, I want to speak names of 51 plus people who this year have contributed to our community by serving our community in a various number of ways. Some of these beloveds do get some financial compensation for the work that they do in our community. And even those beloveds who receive financial compensation for what they do in our beloved community go far above and beyond market value outside these doors in their service to this community. So I want to make sure that you hear that and experience that too. But we are a community, and it is our community that lifts us, that shares with us, that allows us to continue to not only do our work here individually, but collectively and out into the world. Are you with me? All right. And if you're in the room, go ahead and stand up. Own it, okay? If you're in the room. All right. And if you're not, own it online. Say, hey. So, all right. So our first beloved, Amber Holland, serves as one of our practitioners and one of our teachers. Anita Nace leads our Thursday book group and is a practitioner. Annette Allison serves on hospitality. Austin Mooring plays bass and does vocals. Bill Stringfellow is our core council secretary and also serves in hospitality. Shawnee Beeman heads Raven's Call, was the chair of Spirit of Art, the the event that we had earlier this year. She is leading the gnomes that is happening this coming Sunday. Here's my little gnome. She is also leading our winter solstice celebration. She is a practitioner. She's on the core council, and she's also the general, you need it done, give me a call. So that's Shawnee. Chester Ralston, he serves on our finance committee. He assisted with our peace poll. He assists with hospitality, and he also is really good at doing some of our honey-do lists around here. So thank you, Chester. Chris Barbian, thank you, Chris, for being a DJ and our sound backup this year. Cindy Lambert, there you are, Cindy. Cindy co-chairs hospitality. She also does our contribution collection. She co-facilitates our women's group. She also is another one that's like, hey, Cindy, we need help. And she's right here, Johnny on the spot. And something else I want you to know about Cindy's service is you come into a clean and beautiful, put-together sanctuary every Sunday, and that is because Cindy comes in on either Wednesday or Thursday and makes sure all the pews are straight, everything's beautifully laid out so that we are ready to go on Sunday morning service. So thank you, Cindy, for your work during the week. We really appreciate you for that. Constance Stringfellow, hey. She leads our compassionate care team. She also serves on the welcome table. She's also a practitioner and also another one to call. Who are you going to call? Constance. There you go. Danny Young has been one of our events volunteers. Dorcel Smith, I see you back there, Dorcel. Dorcel serves on our safety committee, and he's also another beloved that we can call on. Earl Bogan, right over here. Yep. So Earl is our core council treasurer. He also staffs the welcome table. He also was involved in making Spirit of Art happen, as well as being the chair of the Riverside Interfaith Council and the president of the Riverside African American Historical Society, which he represents Riverside on both of those teams, both of those committees are larger community partners as well. And he's another one that comes in on Tuesday mornings and helps Allison out and makes the deposit and helps her with everything that she does and everything else. So, and he's also helped fix our electricity last year too. So thank you to Earl. Then my husband, Ed Ryan, you can stand, it's okay, or wave. He's over there, he's being all humble and shy. He's our small group organizer, practitioner, and of course, my husband, and for that alone, he deserves a round of applause. Frances Drake up here in front as well. Frances is our vice president of the core council. She's the chair of our safety committee. She's also on our finance committee. She co-facilitates the women's group. She assists with hospitality, and she is also a practitioner, though retired, but yet still doing practitioner duties when she's up to it and wanting to. So we love that. Thank you. Frank Conley, talking about you. Frank, wake up. All right. Anyway, Frank is out in the lobby. He greeted you this morning at the welcome table. He also assists with our conscious contribution collection, and he is the lead of the men's group. So thank you, Frank. Greg Cuellar is 80th anniversary chair and Riverside Pride organizer. He's event planner. He also contributed greatly to Spirit of Art auction. And he's another one that in general is like, hey, Greg, I need something. Okay, I'll be there in a few minutes. So thank you, Greg. We love you. Helen Conley. Good morning, Helen. Great to see you. Helen is Frank's Frank's wife. And so that alone deserves a round of applause. And she also helps out with hospitality and general things around the center as well. So thank you, Helen. Beautiful job. James Jones is our hospitality coordinator or co-facilitator there. Jared Williams, before he moved to Japan, he was our Sunday production backup, and he did our bookstore inventory and our Square point of sale system. Jason Hedge, we just mentioned him. He's right back there in the corner. He is our new sound engineer, sound tech. So thank you, Jason. Jeannie Kataoka, she and her husband Mike lead Green Faith Spirit Group. She's also our animal chaplain, animal ministry. She was she was heavily involved with our peace pole that's out front. She also leads connection practice and is a practitioner. Jeff Rika, soloist, keyboard, and assistant to our music director, and we know that he is in Vegas and just killing it on the strip there, so congratulations, Jeff. Jocelyn Williams, our Sunday video and live stream backup, Finance Committee, Riverside Pride, and another one who we just go, Jossie. Well, actually, Dinah goes, Jossie, you're going to do this. And she goes, okay, Mom. So she's a voluntold, maybe, than a volunteer. No, she volunteers on her own as well. Jabel Obian, of course, our music director, soloist, pianist, and in charge of our Christmas tree project that is happening every year. Karen Higginbottom was at Riverside Pride. Ken Ennison, our core council welcome table and helps out around the place. Leslie Rockstad is also a member of our core council, and she has been heading up our Sylvia's Serenity Home projects, and you saw Leslie out there in the lobby as well. So make sure you shower her some love when you see her. Laura Lopez is our welcome table organizer. Lori Bouzier has been helping out with hospitality, as has Lorna Dela Cruz. Manny, hey Manny. Manny is our drummer. He was our full-time drummer, and now he's our part-time drummer, filling in when he can, so when Ray needs a break. So thank you, Manny. And good morning to your mom as well. So there you are. That's not her, by the way. So I'll have to look. She might be, yeah. So good morning. Good morning, Letty, if you are. I'll look for you. Let's see here. Then we have Maria Sneed, who is at Riverside Pride. Matt Steelman, our former sound tech. Max Myrick, our former bass player. And then we have the men's group for the picnic and the fish fry. Woohoo! Right? Mike Kataoka leads Green Faith and also organized the Peace Pole. Dr. Naima Powell, she's a practitioner, one of our guest speakers, and a wish list contributor. Neil Hayner, practitioner, guest speaker, ministerial intern, and practitioner lead before he moved back to Beaumont. Ray Fernandez, our current drummer. He also contributed greatly to Spirit of Art, Hospitality, Riverside Pride, and another one who just says yes when I call. Ray Owens, where are you, Ray? There you are. So Ray helps out around the grounds. In fact, he's kind of taken it upon himself to help out around the grounds. He assisted with the front beautification. He helps with setup, breakdown, and he's one that I love. He sees something, he does something. He doesn't wait. It's just, I see that there's a need here. I see that I can take care of it. He sees it, he does it. Thank you, Ray. Really, really appreciate it. And he's another one that you don't see everything that he does, but on Sunday mornings, he gets here early before everybody shows up, including me sometimes, and he's out there picking up trash that's been left over the weekend, blowing leaves out of the way so that when you arrive on campus, you're arriving to a beautiful exterior. So he's our exterior guru, and Cindy's our interior guru. So thank you both for making this space so beautiful. So thank you, Ray. Cheryl Mann also helped out with the front beautification and was at Pride. Stu Williams is on the safety committee. He's really great with our honeydews, and he's also a voluntold because he's married to Dinah, and being married to Dinah that is reason alone for a round of applause. So there you are. Tamara Ralston, a practitioner and part of our Peace Pole project, and helping out with hospitality as well. Tanvir Bajwa, former sound tech. Reverend Victoria Bomberry did our front beautification. She chaired that team. She's been a guest speaker, and she's also a teacher. Our neighbor, Augie, right up the street here, did our front beautification, and that wouldn't have happened without his great assistance. And then everyone who has helped out with wrapping Christmas presents, donating Christmas presents, Easter baskets, preparing the Easter baskets, the school supplies, getting those prepared, and the pantry. I invite you to stand up and give yourselves a great big hand, because Sylvia's home, Sylvia Serenity, go ahead. Sally Goodside, I see you. Sylvia's Serenity Home has really benefited from these beloved angels who have continued to make it possible to support these beautiful women and children who've been escaping domestic violence and finding a new life. And we'll show a little bit more, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little while. And then there are 4 women in my life who are here at this center who, without them, I could not do what I do, but also who, without them, this center could not do what it does. And the first one is Tricia Cowan. She is our operations director. She is our church admin. She serves on the safety committee that's outside of her normal duties. She served on the building operations, or the building options team, and she's also our lead connect with Sylvia's, and she does events. And that's just a fraction of what Tricia does for us. So big shout out to Tricia. My sister, Michelle Geyer, sitting there in the back. She does our website, built it, maintains it, social media, StreamYard, which is part of this. She's basically in charge of Sunday production. She does Connect, the weekly email that comes out. She's also our graphics person, and she also helped out with Spirit of Art earlier this year. Some of that she gets paid for, and a lot of that she doesn't. So I want to just recognize all of your contributions, Michelle, to our community, and especially when we went online, you kept us going. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So. And then Dinah Williams. Yay, Dinah. Dinah is our core council president. She serves as platform host, teacher. She's definitely a see something, do something, don't even know that it needed being done, and it's already done, and oh, by the way, yeah, here it was done. I'm like, okay, thank you. And really great at Honeydews, and of course, the building options team as well, plus a whole host of other things that Dinah does to support this community. And then, last but not least, hi. Our beloved Allison Berry. So Allison Berry is our finance chair. She's also in charge of HR. She's also an ecclesiastical assistant, practitioner, platform host, sees something, does something, sees things that nobody else sees and makes them happen, and part of our building options team. Every Tuesday since I arrived, and long before I arrived, she comes into the office and she takes care of the finances and anything related to HR, payroll, everything, on her own time, not getting paid, purely out of the goodness and love and service of her heart. She is there as an ecclesiastical assistant. She's been lead practitioner over the years at different points. She's led this community in the ecclesiastical role when we did not have ministers and between ministers. She led this community. She knows what it is to be a senior minister, and she is my go-to. She's my person that I can lean on because she's done the role without the title. And this year, well, first of all, today is her birthday. So, my beloved, we are grateful for your presence, the gift of your presence in this community and in the world and in each of our lives. And secondly, you heard me list just part of the things that she does. She is retiring December 31st. She will still be part of our community. She's not going anywhere that way. But I will miss our Tuesdays together. And we will miss having your leadership in the practitioner corps and all the things that you do to support that. But we are so grateful for your more than 25 years of service to this community in all the ways that you've shown up and the ways you continue to show up. So these flowers up here are yours for your birthday and just in honoring and in gratitude. And we'll do something to really honor your retirement later, but I wanted to really acknowledge you today because I'm so grateful for this beloved community. I'm really, really grateful for our beloved Allison Berry. So thank you, Allison. You see, beloveds, it's not a one-person show. It's not one person that carries this community. It is all of us coming together in magnificence and glory, each of us bringing our gifts, our talents, our uniqueness, the unique ways that we express home, the unique ways that we express love, and sharing them with each other so that we may all come together and experience the love. I can't tell you how many people I've heard when they walk through those doors for the very first time, they feel the love that is present here, that has been present here for the past 80 years, which is why we're continuing to celebrate 80 years of love. And we are moving that forward into our next 80 years. And we, beloveds, the beloveds sitting here, the beloveds gathered at home, and the beloveds who will be watching this later at some other point, it is us, it is you, that is creating a space, creating a community of home. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I invite our practitioners to please stand and surround the sanctuary. And I invite our core council members to join them. So our practitioners and core council members are in service to this beloved community, in prayer for this community each and every day. And remember, if you do have a prayer request, you can send the prayer request to prayer@riversidecsl.org if you're at home. Or if you're here in the sanctuary, there are cards right there in your seat back pocket. Remember, I used to be a flight attendant. In the seat back pocket in front of you, there are cards there that you can fill out for prayer requests, and you can share those during our contribution time. All right, so I invite you, if you're comfortable, to go ahead and close your eyes. Let's just come together in prayer and in gratitude, recognizing that there is just this one power, the one presence, the one life that is expressing in, through, and as all of creation, because there is only this one power, there is only this one presence, there is only this one life. There is nothing opposed to it. There is nothing standing against it. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and that which God did not create was never, ever created. So I know that all of life, all of creation is one with the one. It is the incarnation, impartation, emanation of this one life, this one spirit, this one power, this one presence, this one love. And that's all that there is. And so I know that all of creation is one with this one, is an expression of this one, and therefore I know that I am that I am. And as I know that I am, I know that each one is the power and the presence of the one Spirit of love made manifest here and now. And so I speak my word for this beloved community, recognizing all of the glory, all of the bounty, all of the blessings that we have received that have never ever been withheld from us because it was already given in the beginning. We've simply aligned ourselves with our good, and it is made manifest. It is done. And so I give thanks for the law. I give thanks for the way Spirit works. I give thanks for Spirit and for the bounty and for the blessings that we receive and the bounty and the blessings that we share, that we give. I give thanks for the unique expressions of gifts and talents and treasure that each one brings to this beloved community, creating a beloved community that we call home. For without one person, we are something else. We are not whole as a community. Each person is an integral part of this community. While we are whole, but each person is an integral part of this community. Coming together and sharing our talents, sharing our gifts, sharing our abilities magnifies and amplifies, for where two or more are gathered, the I am is in the midst. And so what each one of us could do individually, we do better and more collectively as the whole. For we are more than the sum of our parts. And we give thanks for all of it. We give thanks for our family. We give thanks for our friends. We give thanks for our community. And we give thanks for those we have not yet met, but we know to be family anyway, because we recognize the divine. And so I know that this day is blessed. I know that this day continues to unfold under grace and in perfect ways, and that our beloved community continues to unfold under grace and in absolute perfect ways, for it could be no other way. So in deep, profound gratitude, I release this word into law, knowing it is so. I let it be, and together we affirm, and so it is.